What is up, everybody? My name is Dane Thompson, and welcome back to another episode of Burndown. So, in today's episode, we are back in the Maliboom, playing with it once again. We did get it running if you watched the last episode, and I had the crank signal and power flip-flopped. Or crank, yeah, see? That's why I didn't run. Cam. We had the cam signal and power flip-flopped, and that was it. That was the only thing we were missing. And then this week, after hours, I've been tinkering a little bit, and I had a strange issue, which is kind of funny. When I'd turn the power on, the taillights would turn on, right? So it was weird, and then stuff was kind of not doing what it was supposed to. Anyways, it ended up being, I have a plastic dash, and I have to ground it. So I had to ground it because the little lights for the blinkers were backfeeding and powering stuff. So I ran around trying to check all those. I got some new bulbs. We also did blinker lights. So these are little LEDs. So this is just a lens. I don't have anything back there because of the charge pipes. And the factory one is this big honking piece of metal. So this is just flat in the back, and I was gonna make something, then I found these, so I literally just drilled holes and put them through. And I have two because one is a turn and one is a light. So this was just at the local auto parts store. I know they'd probably make like a dual filament one. I could have just like put right in the center, but I figure, at some point we can get new lenses and drill it, maybe do one or whatever. I don't know, style points, right? That's what they had at O'Reilly's, so that's what we ended up with. And then I just barely got it done, so we gotta tie these wires and stuff up. But they work, got it all working yesterday. So I'm really excited about that. I also got registration insurance because this thing sat for so long it overlapped. So that cost me an arm or leg yesterday. And we are pretty well buttoned up for the most part, except a couple little things. And it's funny because I'm itching to tune it and to drive it. But I know myself, and I know that once we get it out, we start driving around, I'm not going to want to start tinkering with dumb stuff. I'm just going to want to start doing that. So we're going to button up a few things of concern before we really start shaking it down, driving around, which I'm hoping to do this weekend anyway. So first order of business, I'll show you guys, is what I call the boombox. So it's this thing. So this was my apparatus that I had in there. So initially these buttons are supposed to go on the steering wheel, and they got all tangled up, and it was a pain trying to street drive. And so I made this box, and this is my trans brake. So you put your thumb on it, and then you use your finger to bump in and let go. And then I added an arming switch because I used to drive around with it basically live all the time, which is a really poor idea. So Reed talked me into adding an arming switch, and then I had this. Well, this thing works fine. I'm gonna put it back in. My buddy Joe yelled at me because he said this is gonna make my reaction times crap, but I'm okay with that. Considering like Rocky Mountain Race Week, it's not about reaction time anyway. So I got this bad boy. Initially when I built this, I wanted to use arcade buttons, and then I remembered I had this. I put the other one in the Twinnebago for the two-step, so I was supposed to have two of these, but I have one. And the cool thing with this is I learned and figured out at night I couldn't see this, so I'd have to feel around, and like it's a square when you're not looking, you got big old gloves on. It wasn't that bad, but the cool part, now that I have an arming switch on my panel in the car, I'll be able to activate the LED when this is live. So that will be pretty slick. So I should be able to reach up and touch the panel, and then this boy will glow, boom, and then it means we're ready to rock and roll. So I'll have a twofold, so I'll know when it's armed because the panel will say so, and then this will light up, and then the party will happen. So essentially, I already made my little cardboard template. It's a little bit taller than this because of the length of this button. You know, it would hit. And that is pretty much it. So it's a little bit bigger than this, a little taller. It'll have a green button. This will go away, and this will be back on the side just like it is. So that way, like I said, you put your thumb on it, hit it, and then this is how I bump in. That's how the party happens. So I call this the boombox. Joe hates it. Maybe we'll make a sticker that says the boombox on the new one. But yeah, maybe a little pattern, so we'll make that today. And then I know it doesn't seem relevant, by the way, too, to sit there and screw with this and wire you out driving your car around. Well, I want it done and functioning. I want everything to work. And then I want to drive it. I want to put mufflers in on it. I have a bunch of upgrades to do, like I've got to do a master cylinder, like standard car things to it. But I want to get this stuff out of the way because it's here, it's in front of me, and also because this wiring was ugly and it sucked and I wanted to put a plug on it. So then I just figured, well, why would I spend my time putting a plug on this when I can make a decent one? So we're gonna do a new one, clean the wiring up. So my whole goal is to really zip the wiring all down and make it, you know, nice. And then we can come back and put some indoor outdoor carpet and that whole deal and make the thing kind of more car-esque for a 1,000-mile road trip with my buddy so we can hear each other. So let me show you the other thing we're gonna work on. We gotta pull it out. So let's get to that real quick. And then we gotta get on the road. Okay, the last thing I want to address, obviously, besides zipping this all up, I was going through a bunch of wiring too, trying to figure out why my blinkers and stuff didn't work. Is I would like to figure out this awesome fandangle. So this is my hot side that comes across. Obviously it comes across up into the turbo, and I have enough space here. It's kind of like a standoff, you know, hopefully that I don't really cook this guy. But because this comes straight out and then I have to bend it, it bends back and around, and I did all these ugly ass pie cuts because the radius that I needed, well, the thing's dripping, it's leaking, and I could silicone this or tighten it more or whatever, but I don't think this is the best way to do this. This was just to get it done. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna pull this out. I'm gonna take this too because I'd like to get a silicone coupler, and then we're gonna go down to my boys at JMD Tubing. And then I think we may see if they've got some aluminum, and we might weld an aluminum 90 right onto the radiator so it comes up right here, and then we can just kind of go up and over and make life a little bit better depending on the radius we can get here. Or, you know, I could do a hard bend here with one weld instead of like 30 welds. The welds aren't even actually leaking, which is funny. It's leaking in here, but because of the abrupt curve, it doesn't seal up very well. So see, it's sitting here leaking. And then I don't know, it might be this too. So anyway, I'm gonna get some T-bolt clamps like this, and then we'll figure out some hardware. Maybe they've got some tight 90s, so we could just cut this boy off. And I have Reed, I talked to him already, he's available. So if we can come out 90 here, by the time it wastes this much space, it can already be pointing up versus coming out and having to go up and back. So and it is important that my radiator does not leak because I don't want to water down the tires in the back and have a real problem. So let's make a mess with some water. We'll pull this off, and then we'll take it down to JMD and see what they kind of have for solution, and we'll get a measurement on this too and see what they got. Hopefully they got some good stuff. All right, well, this is interesting. I don't know if I smushed this, but there's a dent in that. This thing is not like round, so this part is round still with the bead. So depending if I clamped it here, obviously we'd have an issue. So I wonder if that's the whole issue to begin with, actually, versus my ugly precious over here. So that makes me wonder, because see where I had the clamp here, and if you look, that's where the dent is. Obviously we have a leak. I don't know if I could pop that out. Anyway, but see how long that is, and then here's the hot side and here's there. I have to come under and over. It's stupid. So if we could just come 90 right off of this, you know, we could come up and back. So I still think it's better to replace that. So I'll get a measurement on this. This is some thin stuff, man. So yeah, I think that needs to get replaced. All right, we made it out here to Baldwin Park, to JMD Tubing. I'll show you guys around. There's a link in the description of all the channels. I come out here and get all my stuff, and I know they ship everywhere, and they have everything, and I'm fortunate that they are somewhat local. So that's about an hour, 45-minute drive. So we'll take this over there, see if they have a solution for me. They can make fun of my fabricating skills, and I'll show you guys what we come up with. All right, here's their warehouse. So these things are really neat. They've got pre-made pie cuts They've got, I mean, you name it, they got titanium, aluminum, stainless, steel, tubing, cold side, hot side, everything. They actually make all the different things. They could swedge tubing. They've got, I'll just show you real quick some of the racks, but all your standoffs, bongs. You need mount some turbos, wastegates, all the different 90s, bends, you guys name it. They have all the goodies. So I'll show you over here real quick too. This is probably stuff they're shipping out. Just racks and boxes of awesome. So if you fabricate aluminum 90s, 180s, they do J-bends, they do all the stuff in all the different sizes. So link in the description. If you need to order stuff, I know they ship. All kinds of brackets. Even it's like a possible map sensor, I don't know, bungs. I mean, yeah, for days and days and days. T-bolt clamps. There's some more 2-bolt, 3-bolt flanges. Oval, stainless steel pie cut, oval tubing. I mean, they don't have it. They probably don't make it, man. Give him a shout. I'm gonna wrap it up. He's looking for a couple items for me, and then we'll get out of here, get home, and I think I got a plan together to fix the donkey radiator thing that I made, radiator hose. All right, let's go. Okay, here's a look at the Bounty. Before we get on out of here, I want to show you guys. They gave me a sweet hat and then one for the boy, so thank you very much, guys. They have the silicone couplers, so we'll use this obviously to attach like we did here because I didn't have one for the bottom. And then I went with stainless. This time I just had steel over here. I believe this is a piece of stainless, but this is just regular steel. So we'll make the connection portion out of stainless. And then I got this. What I'm thinking of doing is cutting a 90 out of this and then welding this straight to the radiator so it comes out facing up on the bottom. And then that will negate basically how this comes up and it has that straight piece. It'll 90 right off the radiator, so that'll get it over away from the hot side. And then we'll just have to do the up and over portion with this. And I want to show you guys, they swedged the end of this, so now it fits in here because it's a Chevy radiator, like old school Chevy, so it's 1 3/4, and the LS pump is 1.5 inches. So this will plug into the pump just like it does there, and then where I made this connection, it'll be a lot less boogery because they swedged it versus, you know, this. And I could weld this up, but you know what, welding this up is much easier and cleaner. So let's get back home, we'll start the project. Got to get this lined out. We got to do some maiden voyages at some point this weekend. Come here, I got you something. My buddies over at JMD Tubing sponsored you with something. Close your eyes. Hold your hands out.
What?
Check it out.
It's a hat?
Yeah, I picked the camouflage one and I picked the orange one for you. What do you think?
Cool.
Do you like that orange one? That one's yours. You like it?
Yeah.
Hold it up, show everybody. What do you say?
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. All right. Work like caveman because everything is full of crap. We're just gonna eyeball this dude, give it a whack, and yeah, good luck.
A few moments later.
All right, it's been a little bit. Ta-da! So there is the new idea. I love when people say idea instead of idea. Anyway, not really. So we're just gonna plug it into the bottom on the side, like so. So I gotta mark it off. And then there's the silicone hose. And then it just goes up and over. We got plenty of room. And it plugs in. Gets it off of this. You know, we're still here. We got a little bit of heat going on. But this silicone should hold up for that. and then we've got a decent air gap. If anything, you know, I can wrap this portion of it to keep some of the heat down, which I may do, but we'll get it all situated. And then I got some of that gold tape or something. Maybe we can gold tape this bad boy. But let me set this where it goes. It should be on the bottom in the center, something like so. And then we'll get that welded to here, get this boy plugged up. I gotta talk to Reed and make sure he's got some aluminum, and we'll plug that one, pop that hole, get this all welded. That is it. That solves that problem. Much cleaner. I feel much better about it. And yeah, a little weird, but hey, it's custom. It's custom. Looking for the Street King. All right, we just showed up Reed's. We'll get unloaded. I brought the boy. Went on a little adventure, so we'll get this thing welded up and show you guys what it looks like. And we'll go home and see if it works. And then we are going to the Paris dirt races tonight, so that'll probably be the end of my day. You ready? You got chocolate milk on your face, guy. All right, so we have success. We got to rinse it out. We got the little bullhorn. Thanks to Reed, did fantastic work. This is much better than the cobbled together thing. So big shout out and thank you to the Street King. Tell everybody what you won, Reed.
I won LS Best Street King class somehow. I don't know how.
Pure skill, dude.
Yeah, I came away with the trophy and a check, so I guess I won it.
Yeah, so he did good. I wasn't there to see it or capture it, but I do have pictures. We'll put it on the screen.
It was basically people were red lighting and breaking out.
That's supposed to say that, dude.
Hey man, I'll be honest. I'll be honest. You know, a lot of great competitors, a lot of really good people. And
yeah.
It was fun because you know the last round, I'd seen this Mercury Capri. You know the Mercury Capri.
Yeah.
With the parachute on it, and like I hope it's me and him in the end, and sure as shit.
Yeah.
Just and so we were you know talking before the race, and I was like, "Well, check it out." You know, we're like showing each other's builds, and like just couldn't believe we made it that far. So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Well, cool.
Great way to
next year, and then we're gonna go to Rocky Mountain Race Week. So Reed will be there with Jeff and myself and John. So thanks again.
No problem.
We're gonna get out of here, get home, and go do some dirt racing. Hey, race car driver, you ready to go? Does that thing work? Let's see it work again.
This?
That one. Let's see what you're doing. You're testing it? Test it out. Talk it to it again. Perfect. Wrestling with it. Slide that guy up over the truth. Ba, 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 ba. Let's see. Like a glove. All right. Woo! Victorious. All right. So nothing's tight, but we got our boy there. And now we have this. So we've got play, nothing's jammed up. Bada boom, bada bing. We got a little room down here, and then this will slide up and in and down or whatever. We could tighten it all up. So yeah, so now we got the gap there, but it just crosses over instead of wrapping around. So we are awesome. All right, we didn't get to the boombox, but we got rid of this fancy awesome thing. Hopefully we'll tighten all that down. We checked the radiator for leaks, but I need to actually run water through it, so we'll take it back off. But everything fits. It is awesome, much better, and it is better for safety because I really don't want that hose coming off having an issue, because that would be very bad, particularly at high speed. So I'm glad I'm back to making some videos. I'm excited to go with the family, go watch some dirt track oval racing. Maybe in the future, who knows, we can do some white trash racing. It is so much fun. But other than that, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. We're gonna get this thing to Rocky Mountain Race Week, and we're gonna have some fun. Till next time, I'm out.